Hello and welcome to another Retfurb video. Today we're going to be truing two Retfurb mountain bike wheels. These are both Mavic 217. So the front wheel isn't actually that bad, but it does need a slight adjustment. The rear wheel will need a lot more, which you'll see shortly. So I've had this wheel truing stand for a long time now. It's actually quite basic, so I always like to just get the tape measure out. Just measure each side against the rim, just see which way it needs to go. Like I say, this wheel actually isn't that bad, so it's just a minor adjustment on this one. So now this is the part that actually measures it. When you screw it in, you just get it tighter, and it just means that the wobble will show up more the tighter you go. Obviously if you want to go more one way than the other, you just tighten up one side more than the other. And then you just adjust it that way. So just something to note, if this was a new rim, I wouldn't actually be using this the way I am at the moment, purely because the way this screws in, because it's a basic wheel truing stand, it's metal on the ends where the adjustment goes up against the rim edge. So although it doesn't really mark it, and I have used it on a painted rim before, on a disc rim, and it's been perfectly fine, I wouldn't risk it on anything that I was worried about damaging. So now I'm just working my way around the rim, just adjusting the spokes. So if you were anti-clockwise, that would tighten the spoke and pull it the way the spoke's going. If you went clockwise, it would loosen the spoke, and then the wheel would be able to be pulled the other way. So you can actually hear the wheel rubbing against the adjusting screw, just in certain areas where it's slightly buckled. Again, it's not very much, but as it goes around you just see it, so I'm just adjusting the spokes, just loosening it or tightening it, whatever's needed. Now there are a lot more different spoke keys that you can buy on the market. This little spokey key is just a little basic one, it's ideal for doing this. So you can see now the wobble's next to nothing on this one, very slight. It's fine like this. Now I'm just going to check the tension with my hands and make sure there's nothing too tight or too loose on the spokes. So now we're onto the rear wheel. You'll see this one's got a hell of a lot more of a buckle on it. This one's going to need a lot more adjusting. So again, I'm just checking the measurements either side of the wheel truing stand. Just want to make sure that I'm getting it equal both sides. Just making the first adjustment for the screw, just getting it close as I can, and then I'll work my way around. this particular spoke nipple was a bit tight, it was almost a bit stuck, so I thought, well, I'll just work it a bit loose first, just working it in and out just to loosen up the thread. It was fine after that. With regards to the up and down movement of the wheel, I'm not exactly sure what that's called. Both the wheels weren't that bad, very slight movement up and down, but it was hardly anything. It wasn't worth messing around with. The only thing you find sometimes if you do start messing around with it, it throws a lot of the other wheel out. If it's really bad, then yeah, you've got to do it. But if it's only marginal, I'm talking say a millimetre, then I wouldn't even bother. Now I'm sure other people will probably disagree with that, but that's just the way I look at it, and I've always had no problems doing it like that. So when I'm making adjustments to the spokes, I'm only making minor adjustments at a time. You don't want to go too mad, you just need to just loosen or tighten just little bits at a time, just check and see how it's going. So anti-clockwise is tightening and clockwise is loosening that particular spoke. Obviously when you look at it on the hub, if you're tightening, you'll be pulling it the way that the spoke's coming out of the hub. So that means the wheel rim will pull that way. So whilst I'm just doing this, these wheels will be going for a full refurb as well. They'll be having new stickers fitted, and the hubs will have new stickers fitted. They'll all be cleaned out, decreased. The rims will be repainted, have another silver coating on them. So hopefully they'll be looking, I wouldn't say as new, but close to. These wheels will be going on a Cannondale project. I've got a Cannondale F700 1996 bike that's going to be completely refurbed. There'll be a full video on that coming soon as well. I just thought I'd mention I'm not actually a bike truing expert, but I've done quite a few now. They seem to be okay. Not had any problems, not any broken spokes or anything like that. They seem to have lasted. Just continuing to work my way around, just making small adjustments, just checking it as I'm doing it. So the Mavic 217 rim back in 1996 would have been sort of top end rim. I think it was just at the end of 1996, possibly early 97, where the Mavic Crossmax came out, which was a pre-built wheel from Mavic. But as rims go, this would have been sort of top end for cross-country use. So we're gradually getting there with this wheel now. It's gradually getting straighter, so it shouldn't be long now, and then it'll be all finished. So I'm just tightening up the other side, just making sure there's no wobble, making sure I can get a good nice straight rim with both sides adjusted in. So that's pretty good now. Now just on to making sure the spokes are not too tight or too loose, just testing them with my hands. Obviously you can get a proper tool to do this if you want to be extra careful, but you can sort of feel the tension with your hands. So here you can see a massive difference from the wheel we've got now. Now it's been straightened on the main screen and the bottom right, just showing what the wheel was like beforehand. You can see a noticeable wobble and a noticeable difference. Just another final check for the measurement each side, just to make sure the wheel's straight and even both ways. Keep an eye out for the video to come soon of the refurb of these wheels. Like I said previously, we'll be giving it a full refurb, full grease, new stickers, etc. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.